Hello, my name is Samuel. I want to share something very important with you today. If you are learning English and find it difficult to remember new words, don't worry, you are not alone. I have been in the same situation, and I know how it feels. But what if I told you there's a way to make learning new words simple and even enjoyable? In this video, I'll take you through my journey of struggling to learn English vocabulary and how I finally discovered the best strategies. By the end of this video, you'll have practical tips that you can use every day to grow your vocabulary quickly and confidently. When I first started learning English, everything felt overwhelming. I would write long lists of words and try to memorize them, but they wouldn't stick in my mind. I would spend hours reading grammar books and still feel like I wasn't making progress. One day, my teacher asked me, "How many of these words do you use when you speak?" I had no answer. That's when I realized my problem. I was trying to memorize words, but I wasn't using them in real life. To make things worse, I felt embarrassed when I forgot the words during conversations. I often thought, maybe I'm just not good at learning languages, but deep down, I didn't want to give up. One day, I met a friend who spoke English fluently. I asked her, "How did you learn so many words?" She smiled and said, "I stopped memorizing words. I started living with them. Her words stayed with me." I decided to change my method. Instead of writing long lists, I started focusing on just a few words each day. I would pick 3 to 5 words and use them in sentences. I would create small stories using these words. For example, if I learned the words friend, movie, and weekend, I would say, "I went to the movies with my friend last weekend." I also made it a habit to read every day. I chose simple, short stories that I enjoyed. Whenever I came across a new word, I looked it up in the dictionary and tried to use it in my daily life. Slowly, my vocabulary started to grow. At first, I made many mistakes. I used words incorrectly or forgot them during conversations. But then I realized something important: mistakes are part of learning. Every time I made a mistake, I learned something new. For example, I once said, "I am boring," when I meant to say, "I am bored." My friend laughed and explained the difference. That moment was embarrassing, but I never forgot the correct usage after that. I also started talking to myself in English. When I was alone, I would describe what I was doing. "I am cooking dinner," or "I am walking to the store." It felt strange at first, but it really helped me remember new words and practice sentence structures. Over time, I developed a routine that worked for me. Every morning, I would spend 15 minutes reading something in English. It could be a short story, an article, or even the news. I kept a notebook where I wrote down new words and their meanings. In the afternoon, I would listen to podcasts or watch videos in English. I paid attention to how native speakers used words and sentences. This not only improved my vocabulary, but also helped me with pronunciation. In the evening, I practiced speaking. I would call my English-speaking friends or join online language groups. Sometimes I even spoke to myself in front of a mirror to build confidence. One day I realized that I could hold a conversation in English without feeling nervous. I was able to express my thoughts clearly and understand others. It was a small victory, but it meant the world to me. Looking back, I realized that learning English is not about memorizing thousands of words. It's about building a relationship with the language. It's about using the words you know and learning new ones naturally. If you are struggling to learn English vocabulary, remember this: don't focus on memorizing. Focus on understanding and using the words in your daily life. Start small, be consistent, and don't be afraid of making mistakes. Learning a language takes time, but every step you take brings you closer to your goal. I hope my story inspires you to keep going and try new methods. Thank you for watching, and I wish you success in your journey to learn English.